Real quick, just Dark Side. I always keep putting this magazine up. So I don't buy every single issue to save money, but when there's enough stuff in it that I like, which is most of the issues, I end up buying it. A lot of it has to do, like I said, it's the best horror magazine. A lot of it has to do, I think, though, with the editor, Alan. Okay, there's so many things he'll jam in these, and he'll do funny stuff like this. He'll do an article on Mexican horror. So what will he call the article? Taco Hell, a feast of Mexican horror. There's a little political incorrectness that still survives that I like. Anyways, there's Alan hanging out with his mates in the mafia over there somewhere. Of course, they also have a printing side thing where they print all this stuff. Look at this, Die Laughing, the Dark Side Guide to Comedy Horror Films. Right, that looks like it'll be good. I got too many books. I'm actually getting rid of books. I know this is a sad day. So what do we have? We'll have an interview with Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street. I always thought she was really beautiful. Right? Who I didn't realize played Nancy Kerrigan in the Tanya Nancy Inside Story made for TV movie. I forgot about that. We'll go. There's some Guillermo del Toro. This is part of a 5-part thing with him talking. The English is a little weird in here, but he comes from a nouveau rich family, so he still has very left-wing sympathies. I've got Pan's Labyrinth, right? Being a political film is simplistic. It's because it's bad fascists versus good Republicans. Okay, well, not all of us agree on that, but the whole point is that to him it's pretty simple. Okay, I think I'm far more nuanced about it. Okay, there's no good and bad. There's the person you prefer, but that's not the point he's actually making. He's actually making a point here that is actually 100% true. Okay, everything is political. Okay, everything is political. Okay, now I'm not the one here to tell you, that's why the left keeps winning, or the left at this point has paved the way for capitalism. Right? But enough of my third position stuff. With the been told by our fascist fathers. So please, I wish Dad watches Fox News. Jesus. Peter Walker. This is the British guy. He started making kind of more like slasher type films, very much different from the films, the Hammer type movies. And they have some conventions here. And Ian McCulloch, I met him. He was pretty cool. Remember Hellraiser 2? Remember Claire Higgins? Remember? You wanted to know. Now you know. She throws that dude into the thing, and then he comes out transformed. And he's like, to think I hesitated. That's still Hellraiser 2 is actually the best. It's better than part 1. So even with all the crazy stuff today, I can still look at those films back in the day fondly. I have an article on Toby Hooper, interviewed when he was alive, rest in peace, working in Cannon Films. Remember Cannon Films? Menahem Golan and Yoram Globus. It was questioned, and this is Michael Winner, right? The guy that did Death Wish. Golden Globes reminded him very much of the old-time Jews that had started Hollywood. They could be fiery, rude, tyrannical. Whoa! Okay. Get the hell away from this. Of course, Life Force is a movie adaptation that Menahem Golan had mentioned. He read Colin Wilson's Space Vampires and asked Toby to make a movie about it on this. They showed this on TV all the time as a kid. This is a really good movie, man. This is, and as he says, Toby Hooper, it's Quatermass. Right? It's a British film honoring the Hammer films. Right, exactly. Right? Lovecraft, Quatermass, Nigel Neal. It's like, of course, you go to the. I never saw the Invasion of Mars Invaders from Mars. I saw the old one. I never saw this version. But look how cool that is. Look how cool the effects are. And then, of course, a lot of people hate Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This movie's fucking great, man. With Dennis Hopper. I mean, the movie's like, it was amazing. He made these 3 films on the Canon. So, and then, of course, Canon Films, when I was a kid, I was like, all right, Canon Films I could tell these movies are not really high class good movies. Okay, that's what I thought back then, like a little idiot. And I still saw Missing in Action, Invasion USA, Breakin', Ninja 3, The Domination, all these films. Now, the way things have turned out now, these freaking movies are brilliant. Okay, these movies are like amazing. How did I know civilization was gonna friggin' fall apart in my lifetime? I didn't know. Did you know? Anyway, lots of reviews, different stuff here. I want to go through. Remember Tentacles? They show this on TV all the time. Italian ripoff. This movie was actually insane. This was a crazy ass movie. They showed it on TV more than once. Taco Hell. I tell you, Mexican horror films, they are crazy. They're very atmospheric. They're very well done. Okay, and these 4 films are kind of more like these straight horror films, but you have also a crossover with lucha libre, with the Mexican horror meeting with the Mexican wrestlers. So you have action and horror mixed together, and also you have a lot of these films are kind of like, some of them are like westerns, right? They take place in Mexico in the 19th century. Right? So just really nice, the creepy atmosphere. And the one film of these I have seen is the Brainiac. This is an impressive monster. I know he looks ridiculous, but when this monster is, especially when he's outside, he's a giant. He's like 7 foot tall, rampaging, like the agent of Killing Machine. I don't know how to say it, but I don't like the J word, man. Don't do that. Why, Alan, mate? In America, you don't do that. Okay, I know what you do over there. You don't do that here. Anyway, just yeah. Well, this guy in 2 films, this guy has earned a place in the pantheon, right? So, and just forget Horror's Greatest Hit, 1971. You start looking at this guy's choice, and then you start seeing something familiar. You start seeing that, hey, a lot of these films, in these goings down, you have mentioned and talked about. Right? You have said that these are some of the greatest horror films and some of your favorites. How many of these films like come up? So I should be writing for. Yeah, like I said, the Horror's Greatest Year. Some people say Horror's Greatest Year was the year after 1972, but man, a great selection of films. Even this one. So, Twins of Evil. Oh man. Anyway, and that's like the dark side. That's what they do. That's magazine, man. Great stuff. And this issue's already on the thing. It's funny. This issue came out before, but the place I was at had this one out a week before that. So who knows what's going on? But like I said, it's always. Did you ever see this movie? Julian Sands is it. Gabriel Byrne. Natasha Richardson. This is a crazy movie, man. This is a weird ass movie. I mean, it's Ken Russell, but. It's about the night in Lake Geneva when Percy Bysshe Shelley, his young wife Mary, Lord Byron, of course, the infamous, and the Polidori, what's his full name? They were writing like horror films. They were writing horror stories, and this film is sort of a view of that night on acid. Of course, the famous Fuseli. A painting for the cover. Bizarre freaking movie. I don't know if it's good. I can tell you about Ken Russell films. Like, I don't know if some of them, I don't know if they're good per se, but it definitely something. And just rounding it out, of course, with The Gentleman, the great Peter Cushing, who never knew he did a vampire film. Interesting, like where he's Dracula, but of course. The more you read into this, you realize it's not, and it's a French sex comedy, I think. So, anyway, the dark side. Okay, it's the only side lately